Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Sonic and Transformers collab 2-pack. Sonic is one of the 3 big obsessions for me, and when 2 of the big 3 collab, you officially have my attention. Sonic is a franchise I hold near and dear to my heart. My number 1 video game of all time is Sonic Adventure. Not 2, believe it or not, with Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm talking the original with Chaos, E102 Gamma, and Fishing. Yeah, Fishing! A game that I spent countless hours on and will always have infinite replay value. And how can I forget how it's most influential on the channel? The music. Most of the background music I use for my content is from this game. The story is top notch. The vibes, immaculate, and will always stick with me. The rest of the games have been pretty spotty to say the least over the years. But as of late, it seems like we're on a bit of a winning streak. The movies have been a smash hit. Sonic X Shadow Generations was the best Sonic game in years. And the racing games have been a huge part of my Sonic fandom in recent years. From team racing to Crossworlds, it's been how I share my joy and fond memories of the franchise with those around me. And these 2 figures perfectly connect these 2 eras of Sonic. Tails as the Tornado, and Sonic as his race car. If this collab happened when I was a kid, I don't think you could fathom how excited I would have been. But like they said in Step Brothers,
even better, we got him when we're 40.
The box art here is pretty solid, recreating the Green Hill Zone. But enough about the cardboard, you're here for the plastic, so let's get these out. Getting these figures out of the box, all I can think is, why are they so tiny for this price? Yeah, compared to another collab we took a look at, these struggle right away to be worth the initial cost of over $50, unless you're a die-hard Sonic fan. But at the price I paid for these, and the price you could pay for them too using the link below, at just over 25 bucks, these are a lot more palatable. Let's take a closer look at Tails for a moment here. Surprisingly, Tails' design lends itself pretty flatteringly to a Transformers adaptation. The head sculpt here is a nice representation of the character, and sure, the plain kibble here is all over the place, but I don't mind the look. One detail I want to mention is that I love the tail to the plane mode splits and becomes Tails' actual tails. It's a quirky little pun / design choice that stood out to me. For accessories for this figure here, we have a blaster and a blast effect part, which I'm loving the inclusion of effect parts in these Transformer figures as of late. The blaster plugs into his hand here and is a snug fit, but how posable is this thing? We have a full 360 rotation and pivot at the ankle, a bend at the knee, rotation at the lower leg, a hinge and rotation at the upper leg, allowing for a not so impressive... If you untap this piece in the back here, it unlocks his waist swivel.
Oh no!
Oh, these pieces are gonna be a problem. A rotation at the shoulder, bend at the elbow, the head is on a ball joint, and whee! Posability here is good, not great. You can get some standard poses, but nothing amazing. Those parts falling off drives me insane. Overall, it's a decent robot mode, but I have my complaints. Now how about we transform this thing and get into the Tornado? At this point, I highly recommend taking the wings off and reattach them later in the transformation. And here we have the plane mode, and this honestly is a great representation of the Tornado. Feels solid and passes the swoosh test with flying colors. Takes me right back to blasting away at the egg carrier.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! We're here! Yeah!
Oh, guess we did actually take some damage there. But it was during the transformation. Yeah, only after one transformation we're already seeing some paint chipping, unfortunately. So as a whole, the Tails figure has its positives and negatives. I'll for sure be displaying it in the vehicle mode because that's truly the standout mode. If I had to rate this figure, it would be a 7 out of 10. And it's only that high because I'm a diehard Sonic fan. But how does Sonic hold up? Well, to start off, is this Sonic or Sonic Man from 06? Seriously, I need to talk to whoever designed this figure to find out if they took any inspiration from this iconic Easter egg. The rest of the design gives a Riot Police kind of vibe. The accessories back up that thought as well, including a ring riot shield. Stop resisting! Also included is this Autobot power-up that spins, and when you flip this out, it becomes some weird kind of blaster for Sonic. You know what time it is. How does it pose? We have a pivot as well as a slight forward and back at the ankle, a bend at the knee, rotation at the lower leg, along with a hinge and rotation at the upper leg, allowing for a much more flexible waist swivel, rotation at the shoulder, bend at the elbow, bend at the wrist, and a ball joint at the head. In the department of posability, Sonic by far is the superior figure. And you know what? Honestly, in general, I think Sonic, as per usual, outdoes Tails in all departments. The robot mode is superior in every way.
Autobots, transform and roll out!
An important final step is to push in the chest piece to avoid any paint chipping and allowing the wheels to roll with ease. The vehicle mode here is a solid brick. Everything tabs in beautifully to form a cohesive and accurate representation of Sonic's car. The only evidence of its transformation are these hands up in its tailgate. It's solid, it rolls, it looks good. What else is there to say? The Sonic figure gets a solid 10 out of 10. They accomplished everything they set out to do with this figure. Solid and unique robot and a faithful vehicle mode. So what do I think of this package as a whole? I give this set an 8 out of 10. At this price point, if you're a Sonic fan, you owe it to yourself to pick this up. And you could do so using the link in the description. Compared to its Godzilla counterpart, this was handled with much more care and respect right out of the gate, not relying on third-party companies to clean up their mistakes for them. Sure, Tails has its flaws, but don't we all? I think we could take a lesson here from these pieces of plastic here and better ourselves. Thank you all for watching. Oh god. Thank you all so much for watching. Join us next time where we keep the collab hype train going.
Like a panther.